Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope that you are making prepping a priority and doing all the things that are required of you if you want to be an effective prepper. Before I go into the video, I'd like you to please subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever. Share the videos, comment below, help out, all those things. And I ask you to please do all these things for all the prepper channels out there. Very important that we grow the community so that we can reach more people. People see different channels, come up in their feed. So the more channels that are out there and they're more successful, the better off we as a community and everybody will be. Very important to me. We know, well, I know, I'm not going to speak for you, I guess, that there is an agenda out there, an agenda of control and power, money and influence, stuff like that. We know that certain things are orchestrated, events are forced to happen, conflicts, etc., that fund the military-industrial complex, thus line the pockets of the powers that be. The powers that be, politicians, other rich, wealthy, powerful, influential people in this world, they don't go to war. Their kids don't go to war. They're not the ones suffering or fighting. But anyway, I'm getting at the point of the video. The point of the video is global depopulation is their goal. If you know anything about Georgia Guidestones, look into it. UN Agenda 21, look into it. It's right on their website. UN Agenda 2030, look into it. It's right on their website. Talking about lowering the Earth's population to a sustainable level. The Georgia Guidestone says 500 million people. Well, there's like 7 or 8 billion people on this planet. So you're saying that's like 7.5, 6.5 billion people will have to die? It's a lot of people. Couldn't imagine this world with only 500,000 people on it. I don't even know how far back in history you'd have to go to find a point where there was only 500 million, or I think I said 500,000, 500 million people on this planet. Why do they want that? Well, I don't know really, per se. I'm not one of their in crowd. I'm not part of the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderbergers, the World Economic Forum, all those things. The true powers, though, for some reason, want this. And they're saying, climate change, stuff like that, it's good for the environment and everything like that. Well, if there's no people here, what does it matter what the environment is like? We'll save the environment at the cost of humanity? What's the point? God made this earth for us to be here, not for us all to be killed off. This is why we prep. One reason why I prep. Because I don't want to be controlled. And I don't want you guys to be controlled either. I want to be a free individual that is able to enjoy the life that I desire. I don't want to be culled like some chicken with a positive PCR test. That's a load of crap also. But that's part of the agenda. You hear about, all the birds, all the cows, all the swine flu. You hear about shortage in eggs, potatoes, citrus, rice, wheat, etc., diesel, fertilizers, hay, you name it, the material to make rubber for tires. It's just never ending. And there's always something new coming down. What else is there going to be a shortage of? And is this orchestrated? I believe that a lot of it is orchestrated. You're like, well, some of it's caused by droughts or floods or extreme weather, either hot or cold. True. And there's some, let me put my tinfoil hat on. All right, there we go. Weather manipulation, HARP, etc. I don't know that much about it to say yes or no. But there's a lot of theories out there about it. And I don't know if you've seen those memes saying, anybody have any new good conspiracy theories because all mine came true? Yeah. I mean, we're finding that on a continual basis. What I used to think, a long time ago, was like, that's crazy, that's absurd, those are those conspiracy theorists. And then it's like 10 years later or whatever, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, maybe not so much. There's a lot going on in the world around us. But by being prepared, by having food storage, water storage, medical, the means to protect ourselves, the training to go along with it, the skill sets, the being a producer, a positive producer, meaning gardening, raising your own animals, stuff like that, will set you up in a much better way to survive any of this going on than if you don't. I know if you're here, I assume that you are at least awake to the idea of preparedness. Maybe not, but I hope that you are. And I hope that you're spreading the word. I hope that you are bringing more people into the fold and getting more people into preparedness. I would like to see the majority of us get through this. I understand that with the chaos looking like it's coming inevitably, from the elections, from World War, whatever it may be, we got boots on the ground now in Ukraine. And to me, I'll talk a little bit about that really quick. Boots on the ground, U.S. troops in Ukraine. Okay, so they're an advisory role. Part of me, so there's two sides to this. Usually, there's no black and white. There's always gray areas. But, when I first heard that, I'm like, oh, okay, so what? I mean, they're making sure that the arms going to them aren't ending up on the black market, which I don't think we really actually care about. I think that's a cover story. But look back at Vietnam, and we were there as advisors. Yeah, direct action advisors. Yeah, okay. Let's figure out how that worked out well or not for us. So the fact that U.S. troops are in Ukraine, it's one of the most corrupt countries in the world. I mean, you may disagree with me. You may think, Ukraine, 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 or you may be on the Russia side. I think it's two bad guys fighting each other. I don't necessarily care for Russia. I don't necessarily care for Ukraine. I just think it's a distraction. I think it is a push by the globalists to get us into this conflict so that they can line their pockets and they can use that in aiding them to depopulate, meet their depopulation goals. And then if they push it to nuclear, and they may think that, the ends justify the means, which they don't, but that they could further depopulate using that, and that nature would kind of recover itself. It's true, nature would recover itself, but at the cost of humanity is not an option. Global depopulation. How do you control people? There's a lot of different ways, but one of them is food. Another is water. Another is taking away the people's rights to defend themselves against threats, bad guys, criminals, or tyrannical governments, or foreign invasion, or whatever else it may be. That's my birthright as an American, to own these things. And I don't even feel it limits to this and its capability. I feel and know that the Founding Fathers, when they wrote that document, intended it to mean armed equal to the military. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs a nuclear warhead or a 105 millimeter howitzer, or, I'm not necessarily saying that. We all don't need javelins or tows or anything like that. But I feel that man-portable small arms, we should have the same capability as the government. Just the way it is. We don't, obviously, and we're probably never going to do that. We're probably never going to get that right back unless it, on the backside of some major, catastrophic long-term event, whether it may be, Civil War 2.0, Revolution 2.0, end of a world war, end of collapse of society, and then the rebuild or something. I don't know. We may be able to get back to that. But the whole goal of this video is to get you guys to think about being controlled and hopefully figuring out what you need to do in your specific location, situation, and abilities to better yourself so that you are better prepared. I can't answer that question right off the bat for you because it depends. It always does. There's very rarely just a clear-cut answer. What should I stockpile? Well, it depends. I mean, how much food do you have? How much water do you have? How much medical gear do you have? How many freedom seeds do you have? How many planting seeds do you have? What's your ability to grow food, to raise animals? What's your ability to, survive in the wilderness? What's your bug out look like? What's your bug in look like? There's so much to it. What's your ability to survive an off-grid or a grid down situation, which I feel we're going to be heading into this winter. New England blackouts, for one example. They already know it's coming. I feel that a lot of people, tens of thousands of people across the world, maybe in the U.S., will die this winter just from freezing to death. I hope that's not the case. And actually I have a video I may do shortly making a radiant heating source for indoors that's indoor safe that may allow you, it wouldn't heat a whole house, you'll see when I talk about it, but it would be like, okay, you might be able to heat a room with it, or at least help not be so cold in a room. I may do a how-to video on that. I think it's a really good one. It's new knowledge that I just learned about, a new idea. So I may cover that. I think it's vitally important, and it's very simple, common things to use. Totally safe, off-grid compatible, all that stuff. So yeah, I may do a video about that. I probably will, because that's a very important thing. And I don't even care. I mean, that video, it won't get all the views of some big video saying, oh, the world is ending tomorrow. But it's important information that I feel I need to share with you guys. So I'm going to gather the supplies. I'm going to build it, do a video about how to build it, all about it, etc. So anyway, look forward to that soon. I don't know exactly when I'll do that, but obviously I've got to get that done before winter. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope that you are remembering that your prepping is your living insurance. And remember that I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.